In some states, $2 million gets you a private island. In Northern Virginia, it might get you a historic row house where you share a wall with your neighbor. Or it could buy you a wooded estate with a long driveway, a swimming pool, and enough land that you barely see the house next door. Same budget, completely different life. And that is what makes the $2 million price point so interesting in Northern Virginia. At this level, you're no longer asking whether you can afford a nice home. You most certainly can. The real question is, what kind of life are you actually trying to buy? Do you want to walk to dinner in Old Town Alexandria? Do you want to save time on your commute from Arlington? Do you want the McLean address? Do you want a newer, more complete house in Vienna? Or do you want land, privacy, and breathing room in Great Falls? Even with $2 million, Northern Virginia still makes you choose. Today, I'm going to show you what that budget actually buys in 6 very different parts of Northern Virginia, and why the biggest house is not always the best deal. Hi, I'm Brian Block with the Block Real Estate Group at RE/MAX Allegiance. I've been selling real estate in Northern Virginia for more than 2 decades, and I also serve as a managing broker overseeing more than 200 agents over the course of my career. One of the biggest mistakes that buyers make is assuming that a larger budget eventually eliminates compromise. It does not. At $2 million, the compromises are simply different. You're choosing between walkability and land, convenience and privacy, a prestigious address and a more finished house, historic character and modern functionality. Let's look at how the same $2 million behaves as we move across the map of Northern Virginia. Let's start in Old Town Alexandria, because this is one of the clearest examples of why price and size are not the same thing. At around $2 million, you may find an elegant historic row house, a newer luxury townhouse, or a sophisticated condo near the waterfront. But you may not get a huge house. Your outdoor space might be a brick courtyard instead of a sprawling backyard. Parking can be tight. The staircase may be narrow. The rooms may reflect the fact that the home was built long before anyone cared about open concept living. However, for the right buyer, none of that is a deal breaker. It is the entire point. You're buying the ability to walk to dinner on King Street. You're buying coffee shops, boutiques, historic architecture, parks, and the Potomac waterfront. You're buying a neighborhood with a real sense of place. And you may be able to park the car on Friday evening and barely touch it until Monday morning. Old Town is great if you love walking out your door and going to dinner. But if your dream includes a 3-car garage, a pool, and enough backyard for a serious outdoor party, stay with me until we get to Great Falls. The difference is shocking. Here's the first question I would ask you. Would you rather own more house or enjoy your neighborhood more often? That answer may immediately tell you whether Old Town belongs on your list. Now, let's move into North Arlington. This is where some $2 million buyers get frustrated. They assume that a budget this large should automatically buy a massive, flawless house. But in popular neighborhoods such as Lyon Village, Lyon Park, Cherrydale, Williamsburg, and areas near Country Club Hills, you may still have to make choices. You might find a beautifully renovated older home in a prime location. You might find newer construction on a smaller lot. You might find a house with excellent living space, but no 3-car garage and no resort-style backyard. And the newest, biggest homes may already be well above your budget. Why? Because in Arlington, you're not just paying for the house. You're paying to get your time back. You're buying easier access to DC. You're buying metro stations, parks, bike trails, restaurants, and shorter driving times. You're buying a life with less friction. Maybe you get home sooner after work. Maybe your teenagers can walk or bike to more places. Maybe you spend less of your life sitting in traffic. In Arlington, convenience is scarce, and scarcity is expensive. The Great Falls home may look dramatically larger, but the Arlington home may give you back hours of your week. Would you rather own an extra 2,000 square feet or save 30 minutes on your commute every day? Do not answer that question too quickly. Over the course of a year, that time adds up. Now, let's talk about McLean. For many buyers, McLean is the classic Northern Virginia luxury address. You're close to Tyson's. You have reasonable access to DC, you have mature trees, established neighborhoods, and some extraordinary homes. However, McLean is not one single market. It includes expanded colonials, renovated split levels, mid-century homes, luxury condos, newer custom construction, and estates that sell for far more than $2 million. At this budget, you may find a substantial, renovated home on a strong lot. You may find a house with good bones that still needs a few improvements. Or you may find something move-in ready, but not brand new and enormous. If you want brand new and huge here, $2 million is actually just the starting line. McLean forces you to confront an important question. Would you rather buy a finished house somewhere else, or buy into the location you really want and improve the house gradually? Kitchens can be renovated, bathrooms can be updated, basements can be finished. But you cannot pick up the house and move it onto a better street. For some buyers, the address and the lot matter much more than the finishes. For others, the thought of spending another year renovating is exhausting. Both reactions are completely reasonable. Now, what if you want some of that McLean feel without paying the full McLean premium? That is where Falls Church becomes the strategic play. Falls Church can offer a smart balance between Arlington convenience and McLean-style suburban comfort. You need to pay attention to the exact location because the city of Falls Church and the surrounding Fairfax County neighborhoods can feel very different. At around $2 million, you may find a newer detached home with a modern layout, a comfortable backyard, a finished basement, and enough space for a family to really spread out. Compared with North Arlington, you may get more house. Compared with McLean, your money may stretch further. Compared with Great Falls, you'll have easier access to restaurants, metro stations, commuter routes, and everyday errands. This is not necessarily the flashiest choice, but it may be one of the most practical. You're buying a home that works well on a random morning, not just one that photographs beautifully for a listing. You may have the home office, the guest room, the functional kitchen, the backyard, storage, the finished basement, and space for people to gather without needing an estate-sized property. Some Northern Virginia buyers care deeply about the prestige of the address. Others care much more about whether the house makes everyday life easier. Be honest with yourself about which type of buyer you are. Now, let's head farther west towards Vienna and Wolf Trap. This is where the budget often starts to feel more expansive. You may find a newer or more recently renovated detached home with the types of spaces older homes frequently are lacking. Huge mudrooms, open kitchens, better primary suites, basements meant for more than just storage, a home office that does not feel improvised, a garage that can actually hold cars and still leave room for your stuff. These are not glamorous details individually, but together they make a house feel easier to live in. Vienna can be especially appealing if you want a polished suburban lifestyle without pushing too far away from the center of the region. You still have access to Tyson's, metro stations, the toll road, parks, restaurants, and community events. You're giving up the shortest commute, but your house may feel much more complete than a similarly priced property closer to DC. This is the simplest version of the decision. Do you want your money to buy the address, or do you want your money to buy the finished product? There's no universal answer, but there is usually a very personal answer. Now, let's get to the biggest visual contrast in the video. Great Falls. This is where a $2 million budget can begin to resemble the traditional image of luxury estate. You may find a substantial home on a large wooded lot. You may have a long driveway, a much larger backyard, mature landscaping, a pool, multiple living spaces, home office, guest rooms, a finished basement, and enough privacy that your neighbors do not feel like they're sitting on your patio with you. This is what I meant earlier. The same $2 million that buys a sophisticated row house in Old Town may buy an entirely different world in Great Falls. But there's a catch. Great Falls is quieter. Most errands require a car. The commute may be significantly longer. A large property requires maintenance, and if the home is older, the systems, landscaping, and future renovations can become expensive. You may have more house, but you also have more house to manage. Even in Great Falls, $2 million does not buy everything. The newest custom homes and the most impressive estates can cost far, far more. You may still need to choose between a beautifully updated older home and a newer home with less land, or between a pool and a more finished interior. or between privacy and a shorter drive. The compromises have not disappeared. They're just nicer compromises. There is one more possibility. You may decide that you do not want the biggest house that your money can buy. You may want a luxury condo near the Alexandria waterfront, a historic Old Town row house, a boutique condo in McLean or Tysons, or a beautifully renovated home in a walkable part of Arlington. For some buyers, luxury means 6 bedrooms, 3-car garage, and a backyard with a pool, while for others, luxury means never spending Saturday afternoon mowing the lawn. It means walking to dinner. It means locking the door, leaving town without worrying about the property. It means living close to the places that you already enjoy. That's knowing what you value. So let's put it all together. In Old Town Alexandria, $2 million may buy history, walkability, and character. In North Arlington, it may buy proximity, convenience, and more time back in your week. In McLean, $2 million may buy an established luxury address, but not necessarily the newest or largest home. In Falls Church, this budget may buy a practical middle ground with strong regional access. In Vienna or Wolf Trap, it may buy a larger and more finished suburban home. And in Great Falls, $2 million may buy land, privacy, and the closest thing to an estate lifestyle. Same price, different houses, different commutes, different weekends, different lives. That is why the smartest buyer is not the person who finds the biggest house. It's the person who understands which trade-offs they'll notice every day and which ones they'll barely notice at all. The $2 million budget gives you excellent options in Northern Virginia, but it does not eliminate the need for strategy. The goal is to buy the house that improves your life. If you're thinking about making a move in Northern Virginia and trying to decide where your budget works best, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. And if you have a different budget, watch one of my other videos where I talk about the trade-offs at different prices in Northern Virginia. I'm Brian Block with the Block Real Estate Group at RE/MAX Allegiance. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.